How you doing out there, vinyl community? This is your boy Brian here. Cosmic Brian, that is. Welcome to Cosmic Vinyl. Finally, another video, right? I know I've been kind of dormant for a while, but man, I'm telling you, life, man, life. Sometimes it just gets in the way, you know what I'm saying? But I'm back, man. I got kind of bringing the cosmicness back to the channel a little bit. It's taking a little while to get settled in here, but and it'll get bigger and better. It's just right now I have an inkling to show some cool vinyl. So yeah, I'm ready to make a cool video. And okay, no, that sounded dumb, but you know, no edits here. Anyway, I'm going to show you some stuff that I've gotten recently, and maybe I'll turn that down just a little bit. God dang it, I wasn't turn it. Alright. Anyway, yeah, kind of been a little bit since I did a video. I think I did like a contest video. And I've got something else I'm working on too. So right now, how about I just let you take down the brain shields and let you guys in to see into the mind of the cosmic one. What the hell? What is this place? Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck are you? Fucking weirdo. Anyway, anyway, let's look at some records. What you heard when you all came in was this something I've been just digging a lot lately. I don't know how I stumbled across this band or how I didn't hear about them before, but it's the Bevis Frond, and just a killer album. There's the back there. I hope you guys can get a good look at that. This album's called Miasma, and gosh, the cover's just so cool. The artwork. There's the back. Whoa! There's the back. The Bevis Frond. Like I said, I can't believe I didn't hear it. They're new, but then it's kind of not new. It's an English psych rock band, like 1986, I'd say. Formed by a dude named Nick Solomon. Kind of alt rock. Indie rock, neo-psych rock, whatever you want to call it. Solomon was actually in a band called the Bevis Frond Museum, and so I think this dates back to like the late 60s, early 70s when the Bevis Frond Museum was around. In fact, the silhouette on the back here, and the back cover, is of that band. From what I in my research, and this artwork is done by some cat, this Bancroft, and I think it's from 1987. But yeah, this is just so cool. Anyway, Miasma was released in 1987. It's like just like what I would describe as like acid scratched guitars. Far out vocals, just killer like manic explosion of distortion and noisy, distorted indie awesomeness. So I totally recommend this record. It's friggin' killer. Kind of falls in your psych garage kind of thing. Kind of reminds me of a lot of 90s alternative stuff. A little Dinosaur Jr. maybe, that kind of realm. Anyway, it's got like a 60s and 70s Eastern style like guitar and organ sound to it. wigged out guitar, killer organ riffs. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough good things about this. If you've never heard of the Bevis Frond and you haven't heard this record, pick this up. I got this relatively cheap, I believe off of eBay, and I think if I remember correctly, there's quite a few copies that you can pick up online. He's a great guitar player too. His influence is Jimi Hendrix, his main influence. Bands and artists influenced by him, Teenage Fan Club, Dinosaur Jr., whom I mentioned, Mary Lou Lord. They all claim to be fans and influenced by the Bevis Frond, and have also covered songs by the Bevis Frond too. So yeah, just a great record. I highly recommend this. That opening intro that I played for you is just kind of sets the tone. It ushers in the true first, the title track, which is called She's in Love with Time, and I just love it. It's just got that kind of that late 80s, early 90s kind of droning alternative sound commingled with like a late 60s, early 70s psychedelic sound. So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Just some great guitar stuff on here, and organ. I highly recommend this. He actually paid for this record, or the recording of this record. He was in a horrific motorcycle crash, and believe he nearly cost him his arm. It wasn't going to be able to play guitar again. He actually had the doctors set his arm break, the fractures, to set it so that, in a way, so that he would be able to still play guitar even though it might not be the correct setting. I just thought, wow, that guy's dedicated to his craft. Also, he got some kind of settlement from that crash and was able to pay for the recording of this record. So heavy duty, I love it. Just gonna segue right into this next Bevis Frond record I found. This is a double album on Cherry Red Records. This one's called the Auntie Winnie album. There's the cover there, some great art. This is actually the first Bevis Frond album that I stumbled across. I was looking online, had some extra dough, and I was looking at eBay, stumbled across this. I just love that cover. It's got that old school kind of look to it, and then you add the pink font and the crazy Auntie Winnie font on the bottom there too. I guess maybe that's Auntie Winnie right there, huh? But anyway, it's a double album, and of course all the songs this is basically a solo album that he does most of the instrumentation and basically everything on this record. So it's a compilation of unreleased material from his former label's archives. So it was originally released in '88. I bought this reissue. I think it's a 2017. I take that back. There was a 2017 reissue on Record Store Day. I don't believe this is that reissue. It might be, but I don't know I don't think it is. Like I said, on the Cherry Red record label there. Like I say, he performs most of the stuff all himself. This is supposedly a companion to another record that was released in '87 called Through the Looking Glass by Bevis Frond, which I am definitely going to get as soon as I can lay my hands on that. I will. it's like a psychedelic masterpiece in its own right. It's got cosmic psych instrumentals on it, melodic guitar, Hammond organ. It's groovy as hell. It's just everything. If you like psych and you like even the newer, maybe a newer twist on it, this is going to be right up your alley. This is top notch. I put this in the top echelon of if you're looking for new psych stuff. The Bevis Fron Auntie Winnie album. Love it. Love it. The next one I want to show here is this is I think I've seen somebody show this before on the VC. This is a Canadian psychedelic rock band active in the 60s that actually became the band Chilliwack. This is the Collectors. The name of the album is Grass and Wild Strawberries. There's the cover there with the band there on the cover. Got a little gatefold action here. I'll open it up for you. It's mostly just, it's got little excerpts about the songs. It's got a little bit of, I suppose first I should tell you that this is kind of a soundtrack, I guess, or a music companion to a play called Grass and Wild Strawberries, I guess. Let me look here. I don't want to. The play is by a guy named George Riga, and it's I guess it was a stage play. The music is composed and arranged by the Collectors, but the lyrics are by this George Riga, and but it's good. It's got psych leanings to it. It's like a psych folk pop. It's got great harmonies. The drums on this, God, the drummer on this record is freaking awesome. The hits that I like on this are called Things I Remember, which is like a deep kind of a psych song. Don't Hurry Away From Me. And then there's a rocker on here called Early Morning that really that does it for me as well. You know, I'm not exactly sure what the concept was of the play nor the record itself, but I'll tell you what, the musicianship is really good. This is definitely worth I think $8 I paid for it. So yeah, I definitely recommend it but not for more than $10-12. I'd say that would do it for you. The one thing, like I said, I don't know what the exact concept is here, and I feel like what the band does on this record isn't their best work. I would think. I think that they have more to offer than what this album gives you. I'm told that with the Collectors, their first record is a self-titled album is the one to go after. So knowing that, I will probably do that. But you know, this is definitely worth listening. I'll keep this around. I will listen to it. This is Grass and Wild Strawberries by the Collectors. Nice little pickup for under $10. Now this next record, I actually see, this is one of those instances where you see somebody else show a record in the VC on one of their videos, and it triggers something in you to want to get it, if you know what I mean, or they describe it in such a way that you want to go after it. Not to mention, when I seen the certain person show the cover, I was like, I gotta have that album. Anyway, Dan from Dots and Loops showed some records that he scored a mega haul. He came down across the border and into our fine country. into our country and scored some great mega haul of records. He showed this Jimmy Castor bunch, E-Man Groovin'. I mean, when I seen that cover, I was like, what? That's a funky dude right there with the cycle. I mean, it says E-Man right there on the tank. And it says Kong on that mid part right there. And look at that chrome on the bike. And the white walls on the bike. I mean, and he's dressed in all leather. He's got a matching helmet to the bike. I mean, that is... I mean, I would have... If I seen this, I would have bought it anyway without even knowing anything about it. But this definitely has the funk, and it's got it's a disco-y funk, some of it, but you know, it's of its time. Now, what attracted me to this copy, I mean, I could have bought any number of copies online of this record. Here, I'll show you the back there. Get even more of an idea how cool this cat is. What attracted me to this one, though, was that somebody actually took first of all, it's a promotional copy, not for sale. And I believe it was owned by a DJ, a former DJ, who called himself a couple of different things. The Disco Devil, as he indicates that this belongs to him by stamping his stamp all over the cover of the record. Also, on the inner sleeve, he laid his stamp on here too, DJ Mr. Magic. And you know, some people would say that takes away from the value of the album. Look, this isn't like this is not gonna fetch any like high dollars anywhere. So I was totally cool with the stamp on it, and in fact, it adds to me a little bit more of a history to it. And yeah, this is friggin' great. A little bit of information about Jimmy Castor. Jimmy Castor is an American funk, R&B, and soul artist, multi-instrumentalist. This guy plays everything. He's famous for, in fact, I think Jeff over at 33 1/3 RPM Records, or vinyl, 33 1/3 RPM vinyl showed some Jimmy Castor bunch. Jimmy Castor was probably famous for his hit Troglodyte, the Caveman or whatever, and also Bertha, one of the Bertha and her Butt Sisters. Killer fun songs from back in the early 70s. Yeah, this is the same Jimmy Castor from that, so yeah. In fact, in 1973, he recorded a sax cover of Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale. I would love to hear that, and I think I'll have to try and find it. But and the Jimmy Castor bunch has been heavily sampled by the hip-hop community and on a lot of films, and which is understandable because he's got the beats, man. It's friggin' awesome. In fact, I feel like I should just throw this on, and I'll just let it roll. Next time. It's you know, a lot of people think, you know, the best soul and R&B and stuff, and it is, you know, for the most part, is found on your Motown label or Atlantic Records. But I'm telling you, this actually, Atlantic themselves have quite a stable of soul and R&B, just almost as much as Motown. But I mean, there's some hidden gems there that you should check out for sure. God, I wish I could go back and maybe edit that part out, because that was lame. Anyway, what I was trying to say was Motown kicks ass. They're known for their R&B and soul, but the Atlantic Records also has a great stable of artists, including our boy here, Jimmy Castor. Yeah, you can pick this up for $10, maybe less. I think I paid $8 for this fine Disco Devil and Mr. Magic copy. So yeah, love that find. Thanks, Dan from Dots and Loops. Great. I'm glad you showed it because it's definitely worth picking up. So, what's next here? Got a couple more. Here, give me just a second here. I'm gonna have some more tunes. I'm gonna throw this Jimmy Castor bunch on. What the hell? Some good stuff. Yeah, definitely pick up that anything by the Bevis Front. I mean, it's freaking amazing. If you like the newer Psych stuff, you'll definitely be into it. So, all right. Feel it in your butt, get up and move your butt. In the music in your butt, get up and move your butt. That's the Jimmy Castor bunch, folks, right there. I'm telling you. This next one's a Psych record. Listen to that groove. This tune right here is worth the price of the album. It's like the E-Man groove and should be like a guy like Shaft or friggin' oh, what's the other one? God dang it, I can't think of it. But yeah, you know, he's got all his leather and, you know, he's out there like pimping and busting heads in the city and oh jeez. Alright. Anyway, next record. Bubble Puppy. Now this has got the shrink wrap on it. This is a reissue. The shrink doesn't need to stay on it, and there's no hype stick or anything, but this is Bubble Puppy, A Gathering of Promises. This has been shown many times throughout the years on the VC. There's the back there. I know you're going to get some glare, and I apologize for that. But yeah, these guys, look at that album cover. And I've always said, if there's a guy on the cover from a band that has an afro like that, I'm buying it. I don't even care. I don't care if the album sucks. When there's a guy in the band that has a jacked up afro like that, I'm in. And this is, I wasn't sure. I mean, I've seen, you know, mixed things about this group. I mean, they definitely look, it's got everything you want on a Psych cover. I mean, they look like they're ready to psych out. It's going to be psychedelic as hell. It's kind of poppy, though. I mean, these guys are an American Psych band. They were active between 67 and 72. They were from San Antonio, Texas. They had a top 20 hit with that's on this record called Hot Smoke and Sassafras. Hot Smoke and Sassafras, baby! Yep! So yeah, this is, I mean, they've got their credentials are there, right? They had their live debut show was in 1967. They opened for The Who in San Antonio. I mean, that's talk about a little bit of pressure, or maybe just having an awesome time, man. Freaking opening for The Who? Oh, that would be just so killer. I mean, The Who are, for me, I'm sure these guys loved it. Anyway, they moved to Austin, Texas, which is a great, has always been an awesome city for music and entertainment. Love Austin, Texas. Been there quite a few times, actually. It is amazing. Haven't been there recently. Was there most of the time back in like the late 80s, early 90s is when I was active down there. Big mushroom capital of the country down there. So anyway, these guys moved to Austin, Texas, signed a record deal with international artists. Here's the label. the International Artist label. Not too cool or anything, but it's kind of got a cool color to it. But anyway, yeah, signed to the International Artists label. They appeared and toured with the likes of the Who I mentioned, Grand Funk Railroad, Canned Heat, Jefferson Airplane, Bob Seger, Johnny Winter. I mean, Janis Joplin. I mean, hey, they've played with some of the big dogs, so yeah, they're definitely got that going for them. They were known for their dual lead guitars that are apparent on this album. This record originally sold quite poorly. Of course, now, it's sought after because we're all a bunch of weirdos and we like to go after it back and find this obscure music that tickles our fancy, so to speak. Nothing like listening to some old great Psych or pop Psych or whatever. It's fun to find these records, and anyway, probably more sought after today than they were then. But yeah, the record sold poorly. The record contract with International Artists went bye-bye, and they moved to LA and became Demian, which is another great record, by the way. I'm not sure, I've ordered so many records lately. I think I ordered that Demian album, and it should be on the way too. So they signed with ABC Dunhill Records. So yeah, Bubble Puppy. It's got some great songs on it. Of course, the hit Hot Smokin' Sassafras. Sassafras just sounds like you should say it like that. Sassafras. There's some great songs. Side 2 for me is really good too. I feel like side 2 is the heavier side. So yeah, I mean, definitely worth the pickup. I ended up getting this reissue, sealed copy. I mean, I'm not gonna have the money to pay for an OG. So, but I picked this up for 14, maybe 15 bucks. So, yeah, I'm glad I picked it up, and I will spin it frequently. So, but this is the record that I'm most proud of today, besides the Jimmy Castor and the Bevis Run. I guess I like them all. But this is great. This is Mad River. Seen it shown a lot lately in the VC. I picked up, this is a beater. I mean, the record itself isn't a beater, but this it's got your Snowstorm on that's what I call that. Looks like they're in a snowstorm, but the cool Psych infrared cover, photograph there. This is their American Psych rock band. Took their name from a nearby river where they formed in Antioch, Ohio. They were a college band, which a lot of bands, were. And they also moved out west to California, which a lot of bands did. Seeking their form and fame, fortune and fame. And hooked up with an artist out there who introduced them to the up-and-coming hippie scene out there. And so Mad River was into that thing. So there's the guys from Mad River there on the back. They were with Capitol Records. They released 2 albums, this one and another record. And then they disbanded in 1969. The drummer, Greg Dewey, joined Country Joe and the Fish, and also played in some of Marty Ballin's post-Jefferson Airplane groups. So, yeah, he kept working anyway. The guy who... the leader of this band, Lawrence Hammond, he was the songwriter and basically the lead songwriter. Even though I guess everybody in the band had a shot at singing vocals, so but he was the force, the driving force behind the writing of the songs. They look cool as hell, of course. Is there anybody in there with an afro? No, just a bunch of long hair hippie guys with beads and. But yeah, there is some jams on this. The opening track, Merciful Monks, is so killer. It's fast paced, and along with Amphetamine Gazelle, that's a great song too. But for me, side 2 has a jam that's 12.5 minutes long called War Goes On. And that's the deepest Psych on this record, and it is good. Yeah, for me, that 12.5 minutes on this record was worth, I believe I paid $12 for this record, so totally worth it just for that long track. This is great. I believe Sean over at Psychedelic Snow showed this recently, and I've seen some other people show it as well. Mad River, what a great 70s, late 60s, early 70s rock, psych rock, hard and heavy type record. So yeah, that's it for the vinyl finds. I've got lots of more, but I'm gonna just kind of keep it kind of cool for now. I will be showing, I'm probably going to do some Gimme 10 threads out there I might do, and I gotta show you guys this. I actually won a contest. It's been quite some time ago. It was Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, yours truly, Brandon. I got second place in a contest that he did. I don't remember what it was. It was probably for about, I think it was maybe for 10,000 subs or something. I don't know. It was a I'm sure it was a sub contest. But the first place was a box set of ZZ Top, which I believe David Newton won the first prize, and I got the second prize, which was you got to choose between. Anyway, I chose the coasters, and I wasn't sure what to expect with these coasters, and they did take a while, which I was totally cool with. Brandon, I appreciate these more than you know, my friend. I do want to give Brandon's channel a shout out. I'm sure you've all already heard of Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame. He has an immaculate and a great. He likes a lot of different kind of music, and it's so fun to watch because he shows a lot of cool stuff. But what I did is I got 4 coasters. All I had to do was submit some cool album covers of my choice that I wanted to them to make, and so I found some goodies, even though a lot of these I don't have. But check out their tiles. I mean, they're tiles with the like cork board on the back, but I chose the Sacred Mushroom because it's just so cool and psychedelic. It's from SS Coasters. Look like maybe you can find it on Facebook, but check that out. I mean, that is brilliant. I mean, that's tile. That's not cheap paper, like lacquered over paper mache or anything. It's killer. I also chose, oh my God, the Flaming Lips. And I always thought this was a great album cover. The Dukes of Stratosphere, 25 O'Clock. And one of my favorite albums and album covers of all time, which I plan to get this tattoo one day, Blue Oyster Cult, Fire of Unknown Origin. So yeah, these coasters are killer. I am so happy to have gotten those. So Anyway, yeah, I almost forgot that I was going to show those. So anyway, you guys, I'll be back with another video here shortly. And as you can see, I'm still building here and doing some painting and stuff. So yeah, this is Cosmic Brian from Cosmic Vinyl. I'm going to sign out. You guys have a great evening tonight. Have a great day tomorrow. You guys love each other, and peace be with you guys. And Cosmic Brian, I'll catch you guys next time. Love y'all, VC. Love y'all, YouTube. Have a good night.